In this video, I'm gonna show you how to do a few things with your Amazon ultrasonic cleaner. Ooh, let's frame something up nice in the background. First thing we're gonna show you is how to make a product look like this. This is a B5S4 rear carrier, and it's been setting underneath of a B5S4 for the better part of 20 years and never been taken off. And look how bright and shiny we made it. This is a snub mount for a 20-year-old Audi S6 that was dirty and I kind of overcooked it. Hold on, don't go nowhere. We got one more reason why you should watch this. This is a metal thermostat housing for a B5 S4 or C5 A6, and it's been sitting on that car for probably 20 years. Never seen the light of day. And we made it look brand new. If you want to know the best cleaners for your ultrasonic cleaners, if you want to know how to make cast iron look bright and brilliant and almost like brand new, you want to consider a side hustle that maybe you could do and bring in eBay business or recycle shitbox parts out of the junkyard. Continue watching. All of these questions and even more might be answered very well could be answered. So let's get straight into it and then see how many of these I can remember to answer, if I answer any of them at all. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Guys, today we're doing a little science experiment. And we are gonna play with my brand new toy today, the digital ultrasonic cleaner. I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not know how to use this particular one, nor have I ever actually owned one. I have used sonic cleaners, and the one thing about this is I've never actually had the chemicals, air quotes, chemicals that you're supposed to have in one. So a quick little backstory, good friend of mine, John, he said, hey, I'm not using this anymore. Would you like? And I said, absolutely. What else would I say? He brought me the instruction manuals. It's super clean. Ignore the fuel injectors in there. We've got the power cord. We've got the basket. This thing looks like it's never been used. That's a lie. He's used it a lot. I was gonna say he's cleaned a lot of glass, and we'll leave it at that. But we have been on the hunt all day today for a couple different cleaners. So I went down the path of Googling and Googling and Googling, figuring out what type of cleaners might be good for this. We have landed on two. The first one up is the good old fashioned ZEP heavy duty citrus degreaser. Now, why do we choose citrus degreaser? Well, that's mostly because in past experience, I have used Purple Power and like Simple Green in a much larger version of this. Turns out it leaves this weird film. Well, according to the internet and YouTube and Googling, the ZEP heavy duty degreaser does not leave that film and residue around. So that said, let's move on to the second one, which you might see the baking soda over here and be like, well, yo, what are you doing? Well, the baking soda is actually for vinegar. Now, this is 30% vinegar. That starts the minimum range of like industrial level vinegar. So what's the difference between industrial grade vinegar and say household vinegar or cleaning vinegar? There are differences. Let me show you. So if you get on here on Google basically says, industrial vinegar versus Google, that your normal white vinegar that you drink or use in making stuff is about 5% acid with 95% water in it. Cleaning vinegar contains up to 6% acid and is around 20% stronger than regular white vinegar. I mean, that's pretty powerful stuff. But if you go down here to the industrial grades, vinegar labeled as industrial grades is meant for strictly outdoor and should never be used for cleaning. Noted. We're gonna use it for cleaning. Industrial vinegar contains at least 20% acid, sometimes as high as 75%. So I got curious. So surprisingly enough, you can jump on Amazon and you can buy 75% vinegar, but my impatience is not gonna allow us to wait a week. And on Amazon Prime, I guess pure chemicals are not a thing. They want to fast ship around the country or world or wherever. I guess it would be world because it's like a global shipping network. Anyway, here nor there. So the plan here is that we are going to run one part with just the ZEP and we're gonna clean it. We're gonna run one part with vinegar, and then for just, good measure, we're gonna run one part with just good old fashioned water. Now, I'm pretty confident the water part's gonna do absolutely nothing. Probably not even do any like real cleaning to it. However, if it doesn't, we can always just go back and clean it up. I really want to know what happens after we degrease something and then run it through a vinegar solution. So we'll probably do the vinegar solution second, because it's also going to double down as being able to clean the tank out if there's anything or any contaminants left in it. So to get this party started, let's start with the pure water part, and we'll go from there. Like, that just makes the most sense, because then we can just add chemicals to the bath. And if we need to clean it, we can clean it. So now that we got a plan, let's do some science shit, I guess. I wish I had a lab coat right now as a real. All right, we need water. Temp, how hot can we go? It's in 80 degrees C. Let's go full send. So the first test that we're gonna do is we are going to put raw water in it. I wanna do a baseline. Let's figure out what the machine is capable of with no other additions. And we are gonna go for 30-minute intervals. I figure 30 minutes is a good time to allow full penetration, full saturation, full just like all the activities of whatever ultrasonic shit, bubble making stuff this thing will do. I've got it set to 80 degrees C. I mean, the water's fairly hot. It probably could go hotter. Ooh, it's a little warm. It's not like scorching hot by any means, and nor is it boiling. But 80 degrees C is something like, I think you double Celsius, so it's, sorry, you double Celsius to get to Fahrenheit plus half, so it's like 175 degrees, I think, is somewhere around that. I could probably Google it and find out. But yeah, let's heat it up, and yeah, we just gotta wait for it to do its thing. I have no idea how long this is gonna take. I'm actually kind of curious. I might get impatient and just send it either way. But let's do it while we wait. All right, well, I guess let's get to waiting while this thing decides it wants to heat up. It keeps jumping between 40, it started at 42 and now it's at 40. Well, hopefully it gets warm. We'll find out.
20 minutes later.
All right, so I got a tiny bit impatient, and we put 42 degrees C hot water straight off the tap in the thing. And oddly enough, it wasn't heating up until I turned it on. So I went ahead, decided to start the baseline, water only. We put just one part in. Let's see how it works. One of the tricks of these things is you can't overload them too much. I don't know how well the mic's picking this up, but you can't overload these things too much. If you do, they're gonna get wonky. We've got this one going for 15 minutes, and we're just gonna see what happens to it. Probably go ahead and throw a time lapse on so you guys can see the next 15 minutes. We'll clip it up, chop it up, so you guys don't actually have to watch 15 minutes lapse of, you know. All right, let's see what it looks like. Oh, I feel like I'm opening up a plate full of dinner. All right, we're just gonna go do one of these. There's definitely some difference, like off get. It's definitely cleaner. I wonder if it's loosened any of the stuff up. Is anything like, not bad. It's definitely looser. All the grime is loose. So, I would say, yeah, water by itself, not too bad. Let's move on to heavy duty citrus degreaser. We're not gonna change this water out, it's fine. All right, so we kind of got an idea of what waters obviously did to it. I went over it, like honestly, it did a really good job at cleaning things, not too bad. My first impressions was meh. It's kind of what I expected it to be. Once again, we're only running these for 15 minutes, so it could probably go a lot better as we go. But what I did notice is that the temperature actually went up once the machine was running. So maybe start with the hottest water possible and then add, or maybe if you don't have hot water, you have to do like a pre-cycle to get the temperature up. Either way it works. It is something that I noticed that it didn't really rise until afterwards. So we're gonna go ahead and add the heavy duty citrus degreaser. Now, according to this thing, if I want full strength to tough soils, I need to go full strength. I'm not gonna pour this in there straight. I probably could, probably be just fine, but I think I'm gonna go with like the 50-50 mix. And we're just gonna go with a half dilution ratio. And we're gonna go ahead and get a new part. Now that we have an idea of what water can do, guys, I want you to get down in the comment section and let me know, which product do you think is gonna ultimately be the best cleaner for this? 30% vinegar? Zep heavy duty citrus cleaner. I don't know yet. I know water does a fairly decent job. You could probably scrub this and get this a lot better, but we're gonna leave it as it is. And let's drain some water, put degreaser in it, and let's move on to the next test. This isn't like science class. We're not going for any Nobel Prizes here. So I poured about, yeah, that much in it. About a third of it. There we go, full penetration. Power on, here we go. Ooh, you can already see that is way, you can already see the difference. That's way more caustic. Like there's bubbles going everywhere, things are doing things. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. There's a little like splur of sluey coming off. Oh yeah. All right, let's cover this up, let it run.
20 minutes later.
All right. Ooh, Zep. Let's see what this did for us. Ooh. The water's a little bit warmer than it was last time. First glance, it's about the same when you compare them. Oh, that's hot, actually. That's kind of warm. Do a little scrub and see what happens. It doesn't look like there's really anything coming off. Maybe it's all inside here. Overall, I really don't see any difference. It looks like it just took most of the surface grime off. Definitely cleaner. This dot right here was dark gray. It is cleaner. Yeah, that's all I can say. So next cleaner we're gonna use is the 30% vinegar. So for science sakes, before we do anything else, we're gonna go ahead, throw one more part in the citrus degreaser. And I'm doing this solely because I want to see what citrus degreaser does and then follow it up with a vinegar bath. Just to kind of see if it does in fact make it brighter at night, or if it just is the exact same. You know, it kind of rules out that did vinegar do a good job by itself or didn't it? Let's go ahead and run this one more time for 15 minutes. We'll see what it does.
20 minutes later.
So before we get into vinegar and what we're gonna do and like pour this stuff in there. So this particular vinegar that we're using is Harris's 30% vinegar. So that means 30% of this container, about yay much, is pure high concentrated vinegar. The other 70% of it is water. How do I know this? Because it tells me right here, it's right there. See, acetic vinegar, 30%, 70% total non-amending ingredients, water. All right, this does come with a few clauses here, okay? First off, don't drink it, don't eat it. This is not your household vinegar. Don't put this in the cabinet below and put it next to the vinegar thinking no big deal, we'll just use less. Not how this works. This is concentrated vinegar. This is a form of acid. It will irritate your skin. If you drink it, it's gonna give you probably one hell of a stomachache. I'm not gonna drink it and find out, nor am I gonna test it and let you know what it does. I'm gonna tell you right now, it does come with its general warning labels. This says does not contain plant food ingredients. I don't know what that means. This is meant for cleaning and industrial uses. They make this stuff way stronger that you can get it. You can get it up to 75%. That's strong. Like, I honestly am a bit curious of what it's like myself. I've never used it. That said, I have used cleaning vinegar, and that's only 6%. This is 6 times stronger than your grandma's normal vinegar that she made vinegar and tomatoes and onions with. This is some potent shit. So in order to get this just down to 15%, I'm gonna need 64 ounces of this to 1 gallon of water. Now we've already got fresh water in here. We've already got it heated up. But to give you an idea how much 64 ounces is, that is 2 of these guys completely full just to get us to 15% vinegar. And my good old ish methods, we're just gonna start pouring until I feel comfortable with stopping. To start with, we are gonna run just 1 part by itself to get a baseline of what pure vinegar and water do. And then we can compare that part to raw water and compare it again to pure Zep. And then finally, we are gonna take this part, which I already ran through Zep degreaser, and we're just, for shits and grins, we're gonna toss it in the vinegar bath as well and see if it brightens the metal up at all. I'm kind of curious. We're gonna find out. I don't know. Like I said before, I've never tried to use an ultrasonic cleaner using unconventional chemicals for it. So we've got all the cameras set up. Let's get to it and have some more fun. You know, this is probably one of those times, guys, if you like content like this is one of those odd things that I find value in. So if you don't like it, hit the like button, unsubscribe, do all the things that you normally wouldn't do to see more of it. Let's get back into class and see what happens. All right. Whew, that reminds me of like doing eggs. All right, half of this, let's go. Not quite half yet. Yeah, we'll do a little bit more. All right, that's about half. Oh no. Being as this is acetic acid, it's not gonna kill you if you get it on your skin. Let's go ahead, put our part in. There we go. There we go. 15 minutes on the clock, let's see what it does.
20 minutes later.
All right, vinegar. Let's see what it looks like. All right, first impression. Don't breathe in the fumes. Oh man. All right, first impressions. This right here looks way better than like that clean metal. Looks way better than this does, just from like a brightness level. Same thing with the degreaser. That little bit right in there looks a lot brighter. As far as like penetration of the grease and grime, yeah, I'm back and forth. Oh, that looks really good right there. It's not really, nothing's really coming off of it when you scrub it. We do need to dunk this in baking soda, so let me make a quick baking soda solution and we can neutralize this acid. So being as vinegar is an acid, it's not a strong acid, but you should always neutralize acid, whether it's muriatic, hydrochloric, you know, acidic in this case. You can just take some baking soda, good old-fashioned Arm & Hammer, throw it in some water, give it a little mix, take your part, and just dunk it in there. What that's gonna do is the baking soda is actually gonna neutralize the acid so it doesn't keep working. As long as the acid is on the surface, any sort of acid, it's just gonna keep activating and working and doing its thing. So we stop that process by just dunking it in some water. To complete our little science experiment here, we're gonna go ahead and throw one more piece into the vinegar bath, yeah, that thing. And we are gonna go ahead, turn this back on. We're gonna do it for 30 minutes this time, and we're gonna come back and check on it. I gotta go get the kiddo. That said, we've already done water, we've done ZEP, and we've done vinegar by itself. Let's see what the final combination, let's just see what the final combination gets us. At this point, like, we're just checking boxes off. Like, how good can we make it? All right, guys. Well, it's been an interesting one. Hopefully this is turning out well. I think it should. It'd be a fun little edit. I like not knowing what the outcome's gonna be. It makes shooting a video. Let's get in and revisit real quick what our 3 different cleaners have done. So with the water, this turned out pretty well. A lot better than I expected it to. We probably could have scrubbed it more and got it a lot better, but for water, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's move on to the vinegar now. So the vinegar, if you look at it closely, I feel like it is a lot brighter, which is what I expected to happen. I will tell you that one thing I've noticed about the ultrasonic machine, like in past, not from this one, but from bigger units, it's really about the way parts sometimes lay in them. They do make ultrasonics that have tumblers in them too, so that the bubbles can get to all sides and in all the crevices. I noticed that on my old boss's one, where we would be washing like rotor packs or rotor cases, and if you had them set funky in there, you wouldn't get, the bubbles would, it would just do weird things. That said, I do think you could probably do this again, like maybe flip it over, change the angle on another 15 minutes, and that would probably get a lot better without doing much. As far as dinge and grum goes, there is some casting in here that I don't necessarily want to say concerned about. Maybe some scrubbing will help it, maybe it won't. There is still some surface rust, like right there. So once again, probably set it in there for a little bit longer, change the angle, and that would probably help it out a lot. And finally, the ZEP cleaner, the one that we started out with first. Now this one off gid, I want to say the ZEP definitely got all the grime. It definitely made that a lot cleaner. That was gray when it went in. As far as like in the little crevices and spots, there is some light. I don't know if that's dirt. What is that in there? There's something in there. Hold on, let's put a light on that. So there is a little surface residue in here. It feels like dirt. It might be the fact that it is, I think this might be slightly acidic, slightly. I don't know. I don't think it is. If you had any concerns that that might be any like corrosion or something, you could definitely dunk it in some baking soda water. However, I don't think that's what this is. I think it's just like a surface residue. It's not like, it just comes right off. I'd probably rinse this a little bit better. None of these were rinsed, so whatever's on them is what's on them. The only one that you would consider rinsed is this one, solely due to the fact that vinegar is a form of acid. Once again, it is acidic. It even says it right there, acidic acid. So, all right, drum roll. That was awful. There we go. Let's see what it looks like. This is weird. Okay, the water is definitely like purple, gray. It's, yeah, don't breathe these in. Gosh, it's hot. It's legitimately really hot. We're just gonna set it down off to the side. Okay, or maybe we can like neutralize some of it. Like you could smell the fumes coming off, taste the fumes. So I don't know what this is, but it doesn't seem like it's really anything super important. This side looks amazing. Overall, not too bad. Let's let it dry and we'll compare it to the rest. All right, I'm gonna interrupt myself. So I'm sitting in here editing right now, like checking all the boxes, talking about sonic cleaning things, and I'm realizing like the end of the video is kind of like just a bleh moment, right? And not to mention, I learned some things after I shut the camera off because I started playing even more and I was just questioning things as I was cleaning shit up, right? Here's the things that I found. First off, remember that water product that I was talking, that water piece? Well, I made it look, what I'm gonna say, pretty freaking good. Like when you get up on this, it's really, really bright and shiny and clean. Yeah, man, you could sell this. Like somebody would buy that and not think it's a piece of shit, right? Especially compared to what we started with. Now, you look at this one, and it's dull. We put this thing in there for, what was it, like, I think 15, 20, 30 minutes, something like that. And it's shiny, don't get me wrong. It got better after we put it in the vinegar, but I think that's because the vinegar etched it. Like, it brought some of that brightness to it. Versus, you know, this mount. So this mount goes right here, actually. This is like the snub mount on a V8, just in case you didn't know. We left this just go in the vinegar super long time, and I think that's why it gave it a really dull finish. Going back to this piece, I played with this, and I played with one other piece, because I've got a diff that I'm rebuilding. Let me get it right in here. Oh, there it is. This is the carrier for the rear diff gear. Look how crazy bright this is. And if you know where it's at, you know how awful looks. I ran this in the sonic cleaner. That same 15% vinegar and another, and like probably like a third of a bottle of the citrus acid cleaner, right? For 4 minutes. 4 minutes did this. And I'll be honest, I was just kind of mind blown at how well and how bright this turned out. Now, my thought here is with this, is that less is more. Lots of chemicals and less time, and you should really be able to brighten up your products. Additionally, I have found that being able to buy this stuff off the shelf tells me that, yes, the fancy chemicals are nice, but the reality is, so the question I asked at the beginning of this video of how good is an Amazon ultrasonic cleaner, I'm gonna have to say it's pretty freaking good. I would definitely give it a 5-star. If I didn't buy this already, I'd probably buy one now at this point. I think it's well worth its weight. This particular one that we have is like, I think $200, give or take. We were looking them up the other day. From a product standpoint, the goal was always to see how close to this finish right here we could get, which remember, this is aqua blasted. I'm gonna say that's pretty freaking good. If you're considering buying one of these as a business option, as a possible side hustle, 100%. I think they're well worth it. I think that there's a lot that can be done. And you know what? If I turn this into an Amazon review video, definitely come back over here, check out this video that I did on it using organic products effectively, because I'm pretty sure Zep is organic. Maybe I don't know if I can get demonetized if a video can get a copyright strike because I accidentally misportray something. I don't know. Somebody Google it, let me know in the comments section below. Is Zep Citric organic? I don't know. I'm kind of curious now. Either way it works, guys. I hope this video somehow found the people who needed it. I hope it answered any questions you might have been searching. And if it did, thanks for watching. Smash that like button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I'm Audi.